Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and today we're going to be taking a close look and having a listen to this 2019 Fender Limited Edition two-tone Thinline Telecaster. Now there will be timestamps down below. I'm going to be first putting this guitar on the bench, checking the weight, going over some of the specs, but if you want to hear the sound samples, you can go and follow that and it'll take you straight to them. However, I want to get started. Let's see how much this thing weighs. Now the first thing that jumps out to me here is this absolutely gorgeous aesthetic. This guitar was available in this surf green, a Daphne blue, and a Fiesta red. I think all three of them work really well because the white helps make these really vibrant colors pop even more. I think the black binding is a wonderful, wonderful touch. Pearlite pickguard, to die for as far as a stage guitar goes. Now, what this guitar has that makes it a little bit different, this guitar has compensated steel saddles on it. I love that that is factory standard from Fender. Sometimes the old brass saddles that some of these Telecasters come with, they might not intonate as well. The compensated ones, much better with that. You also get custom shop, no caster pickups, really cool when it comes to that. We're gonna have to see how they sound. I've played them in solid bodies, but never in a thin line, so might be a little bit different from what I remember. As far as the rest of the electronics go, very traditional, three-way toggle, one volume, one tone, ready to rock. Now there's two other things worth noting on the body that are uncommon for American-made Thinline Telecasters. The first is the wood choice that they used. They did not use ash, which is what you would typically find on these types of guitars. The second is this does not have a nitro finish. This has a poly gloss finish. Now at the neck, Fender made a really cool decision in my book here to not give this either a maple or a rosewood fingerboard, but chose ebony instead. I think it looks astounding, as most ebony examples do. This has 22 frets, making it a little bit more modern in that sense. And yeah, narrow, tall frets. The fret edges feel pretty damn solid, and this guy is a bone nut, which is what you would expect from an American-made Fender. It's also worth noting Fender chose a satin finish for this neck, which the profile says it's a modern C, and I would say that's about spot on. It reminds me of an American Standard more so than an American Professional. The American Professional is a little bit thicker than this guy, but this is by no means a shredder neck. Let's check out how level the frets are. I don't know if the shop that I bought this from had this plecked, but this is absolutely perfect. If it was not plecked, I have to give major kudos to Fender for the job they did on this instrument. Now onto the most controversial part of this guitar, and that is the matching headstock. Not something you're gonna find on most Telecasters, and also something that a Telecaster purist might not love. But for me, on this specific model, given the aesthetic they were going for, I think it works absolutely perfectly. On the back here, just checking the tuners out before we wrap this up. Classic Gear Tuners, US 19, Corona, California. All right, first impressions of this guitar after having a closer look. I like this finish even more than when I first opened it. This is really growing on me. It really catches a vintage yet modern vibe to it. Super lightweight, as you can see. I'm just kind of chucking this thing around. This guitar is something that I'm really excited to plug in. Now for the sound samples, we are going to be using the Mesa Boogie Rectiverb mic'd up by the SM57. All reverb will be coming from the amp. Any drives that you're going to be hearing, some will be from the Mesa Boogie Rectiverb. Otherwise, it will be stated the Jackson Audio Optimist. With that being said, let's hear what this thing sounds like. Alright everybody, now that I've had the opportunity to put this guitar through its paces and give it a proper go, I'm seriously impressed with this. The first thing that I noticed was how awesome and how huge this thing sounded unplugged while I was tuning it and the amp was in standby. I gave it a big old G. Just rings like a bell. It has so much life to it. I mean, it's to be expected with the Thinline design here. I think the steel compensated saddles help out a little bit as well, but it translates well when plugged in because these pickups are a great fit and high quality Fender components. There's not a whole lot to complain about with the sounds. You kind of nail the Telecaster typical tones, but also it just has a little bit extra to it. I can't believe that I like this guitar as much as I do. I didn't think I was going to dislike this guitar, but I have really taken to this one fairly quick. Now, as far as the stability and playability of this guitar, absolutely top notch. This is gonna be over real quick. I don't have a lot left to say about this. When a Telecaster is done right, it doesn't leave anything for wanting. This is a guitar that the electronics, as I've stated and as you've heard, I think sound absolutely amazing. I do like this neck despite it being a little bit thinner than what I would typically play. The satin finish is so easy to kind of glide up and down work, and the chord work is just, it's effortless when you're doing stuff like this. Between the 9.5-inch radius and the shape of the neck, it's just a dream to play. It rings out like crazy. It nails Tele tones. It's super lightweight. It's just a great guitar. Now next week you can expect to see a video where I compare this guitar with my Fender Custom Shop solid body Telecaster, but for right now, I just want to continue playing this thing. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the design of this guitar. Are you cool with the matching headstock on this model, or are you more of a purist? And other than that, I just want to say extra special thank you to all the members who will give that additional support to me. I really can't thank you guys enough, seriously. I really appreciate everything that you guys do and everybody who clicks on these videos and interacts with the channel. But I'm gonna get going. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in this wonderful world. Take it easy, everybody.